Gamecocks trying to hold on against Clemson. USC punting with about 2 minutes left to go. Clemson on the return, but Antonio Williams coughs it up. South Carolina recovers, and South Carolina holds on to upset Clemson 31-30. Their first win in 8 tries over their in-state rivals. Massive win for Shane Beamer and the South Carolina Gamecocks, who hand the Clemson Tigers just their second loss of the season. But maybe most importantly, that knocks Clemson pretty much out of contention for the college football playoff. Russ Thaler here in the CBS Sports HQ studio. Bryant McFadden joining me now to talk about this pretty massive and seismic upset. How shocked are you, B-Mac? I know you had South Carolina getting the 14 points in this game, but how shocked are you that the Gamecocks actually pulled off a win in Death Valley?
I'm very shocked, very surprised. I felt like getting 14 points was the best way to go betting-wise, but I thought Clemson would find a way to win this ball game. When you look at what they've been able to do, Russ, winning ball games there at home, protecting the crib. They've been one of the best teams in college football when they're playing at home, finding ways to win. But then when you look at defensively, the big plays they were able to give up, Spencer Rattler once again continued to play pretty good football. He had some lows throughout this ball game, but yet and still he had more highs than anything, and he was very, very aggressive, and he played with confidence. Clemson's defense did put points on the scoreboard, but we saw a lot of miscues from their defense, something that we haven't really seen a lot of, especially from the guys on the first 2 levels. But for Clemson offensively, DJU had a horrible ball game, under 100 yards passing. Those are bad numbers when you look at the type of talent that is surrounding him, even though they had some concerns at the wide receiver position. He had a lot of errant throws, missed throws. Accuracy was an issue. He just never found a way to get into his rhythm. But you got to give your hats off to Shane Beamer and his staff, his players. They came in dialed in. And for the second straight week in a row, Russ, they knocked off a top 10 opponent. Last week, Tennessee at home. This week, No.8, of course, their rival Clemson on the road. Unfortunately for South Carolina, the season is over. The regular season is over because the way they're playing football, I'm pretty sure they would like to play another ball game next week.
Yeah, amazingly, Clemson is still going to be in the ACC championship game where they'll play against North Carolina. South Carolina might be the best team going right now in the ACC. As you imagine, they blew out Tennessee. Something about orange triggers, ACC. Something about orange, I think, triggers those Gamecocks and gets them to play their best football. But I mentioned how Clemson had won 7 straight against South Carolina. Shane Beamer just getting his feet under him really as a head coach at the highest level in college football. How transformative can this season be for the South Carolina football program overall?
I think moving forward, it builds confidence. The players clearly are buying into what Beamer and his staff is selling. Number 2 is great in regards to recruiting, especially the state of South Carolina being able to go into Clemson's backyard and beat them. And number 3 just provides momentum for next year's team. Granted, you still have a bowl game left to be played, but you have to like your chances, especially if they're able to bring back Spencer Rattler, add a few pieces here or there. And you look at the SEC East, yes, it's all about Georgia in the East. Tennessee, we don't know how they will look without Hendon Hooker. Florida still work in progress, even though Richardson will be returning, in my opinion. But the window is wide open outside of Georgia, so there's an opportunity for Shane Beamer and his staff just within their division alone in the SEC East to play inspired football, be consistent, and who knows how interesting things could be throughout next year in 2023.
But what a big day in college football. We expected it to be. Not sure we expected this kind of upset between South Carolina and Clemson, but the Gamecocks pull it off. B-Mac, great to see you. Thanks for the knowledge. And for more from Bryant McFadden and Patrick Peterson, you got the All Things Covered podcast. Check it out wherever you get your podcasts.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.